Hi guys, it's Daryl Amankwah. Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be talking about something that's very personal to me, something I've got a lot of experience in, and something that I think a lot of people think about, want to try, and that is starting a business while you're working at 9 to 5. Now, as we all know, most of us would have 9 to 5s at some point in our lives for necessity reasons, just to be stable, to make some money, or to go with the pressures of society. But however, we all know that usually we have other passions, we have other business ideas, we have things that we want to do on the side. So today I'm just going to talk through some of my experience, give you guys some tips, give you guys some reality checks on what it takes to start a business while working a 9 to 5. So throughout this video, I'm going to give you guys some real life examples. As I said, I've lived this pretty much my whole 9 to 5 career, which is not very long. But I've lived this from the start of my 9 to 5 career, starting a business, trying to run a business on a daily basis and doing that for years. So I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of real life experience. I'm going to be giving you some examples, some tips, and I'm going to be relating it to the business that my partner and I started, which is Dame Africa magazine. So Dame Africa magazine was a project that we started because we wanted to tell more about Africa, where we're from. We wanted to paint a picture which was a beautiful picture about Africa, which is what we know. Mainly there's so much information about Africa in the mainstream media, but what we found was that it's not all so very good. It's mainly taking the negatives and putting it out there. So we decided that when we go to Africa, we see so much positivity, and that's what we wanted to show. Therefore, this was like a passion project, as well as turning it into a business. So just to give you a bit of an idea of what I started when I was working a 9 to 5, and how you can probably start your own business, or you probably got some ideas that you want to work on, and I'm just going to run through these tips with you. So jumping straight into it, the first and most important thing that you need to think about before you start a business while working a 9 to 5 is you have to do something that you're passionate about. It has to be a passion business. It has to be something that you want to put out there, something that you think about on a daily basis, and something that you can keep doing regardless of how much money you actually make, versus starting a business that you think would make money, or a business you see other people doing, because that might be their passion. So you just need to make sure that it's something that you are so passionate about, you think about on a daily basis, you have the right knowledge about, and it's something that you'd give your time and your energy into. I mean, like I said, with us, we wanted to tell a story about Africa. We're Africans, we visit Africa 3-4 times a year, and there's just so much beauty there. So we wanted to tell that message through a magazine, through a medium where we can actually show pictures and write great things about Africa. So for example, if you're someone that actually likes beauty products, and you wanted to start a business about reviewing beauty products and possibly selling those, that's something that you can do for passion. Rather than probably starting a business that you see other people doing. Maybe it's drop shipping, finding a product on Amazon, where there's so many videos about how to make $10,000 or pounds a month selling products on Amazon. What's going to happen when you focus on such a business that you're not passionate about is, first of all, you're not going to be able to be consistent, because the pressures of life and the pressures of 9 to 5 are going to get you at some point. The second thing is, when you're not making enough money initially, which is what happens with many startup businesses, you're going to lose the confidence, you're going to lose the motivation. So what I'm going to say, and I'm going to reiterate, is do something that you love. Even if at the moment in time you can't actually see how you can make money of it, it's a good starting place for you to do something on the side and put your passions and your thought processes into something else. And then you can think about, how can I make money? How can I leverage this passion into making it a business? So the first thing, like I said, be passionate about it. Don't just do the thing because you think it's going to make money, because trust me, business is hard. And business is much harder, about 10 times harder, when you've got a 9 to 5 as well. Because you haven't got enough scope, you haven't got enough time, you haven't got enough energy to put into that business. So what I'd say is, don't watch other people, don't look at what people are saying is making them money. Focus on what you're passionate about, and that should be the first step in starting your business. So the second thing, and the second tip that I'm going to say you need to make sure you have, is have the right skills. So depending on whatever business that you want to start, make sure you have the core skills for that business. Make sure it's not a business where you need to outsource the skills or you need to go and learn a completely new skill. Make sure it's something that comes natural to yourself. So I'm just going to give an example with Dame Africa magazine, which, as I said before, is a business that my partner and I started while working 9 to 5s. My partner is a great writer. She's great at putting content together, editorial content. So that fit within what we wanted to do. I'm also very good at making things happen, bringing things together. So editing, putting the pictures together, designing the magazine, working with printers, those were my core skills. And therefore, it worked a treat. We literally could put out magazines without any other help, and that is very, very key. So make sure you have the skills. Don't try and start a web design business if you can't actually code. That is just going to set you back. That means you have to go and learn a language, which takes people 6 to 8 months to just pick up the basics. And you're working a 9 to 5, don't forget. So time is very limited when it comes to yourself. So make sure it's something that you have the right skills to do. Make sure it's something that, like I said, you're passionate about. But most importantly, make sure that you can do it on your own and you don't need to outsource any bits of the business. So for example, say you wanted to start a catering business, you wanted to cater to businesses, or you wanted to do a home catering business, you need to make sure that you're good at cooking. The last thing you want to do is look for a cook. It just doesn't make sense, because now you're going to have to manage the cook. You're going to have to make sure it's to the standard that you want, and it's just going to be a whole load more work that you can't do yourself and you can't control yourself. So just make sure that whatever you want to do, you look at yourself, you look at your skills, you look at what you're capable of doing, and you focus your business and tailor your business around your main skills. The third thing I'm going to say is you need to make sure that you can start a business that you can time manage. Now, like I said, this is a video for people out there who are working 9 to 5s. Like we all know, when you're working a 9 to 5, you're probably up at 7 a.m. in the morning and you don't get home to 6 p.m. at night on weekdays. So pretty much you've got from about 6:30 after having your dinner till about 10 p.m. to work on your business. So it has to be a business that you can work on out of hours times. It has to be a business where you can work on the weekends. Don't go and start a coffee shop, or don't go and start a restaurant which is going to be expected to be running from morning to night, or start an agency where you provide maybe support to other businesses, because people are going to call you during the times that you're working your 9 to 5. So make sure it's a business that you can actually work on in your spare time after work and on weekends. So for example, like I said, working on our magazine, we had a schedule of when we're going to release a magazine, but nothing held us back from working on our content and working on our product after work. We spent a lot of the weekends working on the magazine as well, because there was no pressure to be working Monday 9 to 5 on our business. And that was key, because what you need to understand is time is limited. Time is going to be hard to come by when you're working on your business while working a 9 to 5. So just make sure that it's something that you can do out of hours. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is making sure that you start small but have a scalable plan. Because like we all know, time is hard to come by when you're working a 9 to 5. So you need to have something that you don't have to start, working 10 hours to get started. You need to have something that you can start small, something that doesn't cost you a lot of money to start. Because we all know it's hard to save a lot of money when you're working 9 to 5. So you're possibly going to be putting your savings from your day job into your business, and you need to make sure that it's something that you can start small and scale. Based on how quickly you grow, you start to invest a lot more money into the business, rather than starting with something that is high capital, something that you need to put £50,000 into to get started. You would not be able to get that off the ground, because what's going to happen is you're going to put all your savings and all the money you're earning into that business, and as we know, business takes time to grow. Usually it might be 6 months to a year before you actually make any profit. So putting all your life savings or putting all your monthly money into a business because it's high capital to start, that's going to set you back. You need to make sure that you're thinking about something you can start small with little amount of money, but you can scale. It continues to grow, and then the cash input starts to go with the growth potential. So that's another thing that you need to really focus on, and make sure that you have got enough money as well on the side for your personal benefit, to make sure you can look after yourself, you can eat well, you can live comfortably while you're trying to start that business. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a reality check when you do start a business, which is the amount of hard work that goes into nurturing, working on the business, promoting the business. It is so much time that you need and so much hard work. When I say hard work, what I mean is, like everyone else, after a 9 to 5 day, you come home after work, you have your dinner, you put your feet up and you watch some TV just to wind down after a long and busy day. But when you're working on your own business while working a 9 to 5, you cannot do that. You cannot come home and spend an hour and a half on eating your dinner before watching TV. You're probably going to have to spend half an hour gobbling down your food and then working as much as you can, 3 to 4 hours on your business every single night before you go to bed. That's a lot of hard work. That's a reality check that not a lot of people will be ready for when they decide to start their business. So you have to look at your lifestyle and try and make sure that that fits within your lifestyle. You're not someone that likes to meet friends after work and go for drinks. That you're someone that would be able to make a sacrifice and say, sorry, I can't go for drinks after work, I need to go back home, and you have to put in the hard work. It's the same thing on weekends. The weekend is optimal. You need to make sure that you're spending every single minute, hour of your weekend working on your business. We all know there's going to be so many things that come up over the weekends, getting ready for the next week, visiting family and friends, but you might have to sacrifice that. You might have to work hard. When most people are going for walks in the park and having a relaxing weekend, that's not something that you might be able to afford because your business needs your time. So make sure that you understand hard work is essential if you want to get that business off the ground, and it's going to take up all your free time, mostly the time that you're going to be relaxing, resting and spending good times with your friends. So like with us, we worked on weekends, we had to work on weekends, we had to work on weekdays. We'd come back from work, and the first thing is getting straight into our magazine, making sure that we're covering all bases, making sure that we're creating new content, we're designing, we're speaking to the shippers, we're speaking to the printers, we're making sure that we've got the right distribution points. And we do that even on weekends. So there's going to be weekends where friends might not hear from us, family might not hear from us, but that is the sacrifice if you want to get that business off the ground, and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. And the last tip I'm going to give you is make sure that you have a long-term plan. See, the goal of starting a business when you're working a 9 to 5 is not to be able to make $1 million in a year. It's not going to probably replace your income in the first 3 or 4 months. But what you need to make sure is you have a long-term goal. You have a goal where I'm probably going to be doing this while working a 9 to 5 for 2 years while I constantly try to grow, and maybe have an exit plan. So that's what I mean. You need to make sure it's a long-term plan, because if you have a short-term goal, I need to be out of my 9 to 5 in a year, I need to be making this amount of money. After the first year, you're going to be disheartened, you're going to be disappointed, and what's going to happen is it's going to kill your business. So you need to make sure you have a long-term goal, you have a long-term plan, and not a short-term plan, because it does take a long time, but it's the first step in many more to come. So you need to start thinking, what is my 3-year plan? What's my 5-year plan? The first 3 years might involve me continuing to pursue my 9 to 5 as well, just to make sure I've got the right balance. But in 5 years' time, I want to be completely out of 9 to 5 and I have a transitional plan. So make sure that long term is key while you're planning and starting your business while working a 9 to 5. So like I said from the start of the video, I know this is something that quite a lot of people want to do. They've got ideas, they've got, so many things that they want to pursue, but they are working 9 to 5s and it's very hard to get out of that. And it's, something that we've all tried to do. I've done it. I know so many people that want to start businesses while they're working 9 to 5 and possibly transition out of their 9 to 5 into full-time working for themselves. I hope some of these tips would help you, give you something to think about, allow you to plan better, and just give you a bit of encouragement. It is possible to do. It's not easy. You're not going to have the same lifestyle as most people who just want to go to 9 to 5 and come home and rest. However, it is rewarding. it's always good to put your energy into something else, because I don't know how you guys feel, but working 9 to 5 sometimes felt brain numbing. You just go in there, you do the same thing every day. You don't have that much responsibility because nothing's going to break if you don't work. But when you're working on your own business, you get to use your creativity, you get to follow your passions, and you get to have a balance of, going in and doing, what the company wants, and coming home and working on what you want to work on. So I do encourage you, if you do feel that you want to work a 9 to 5 and start your own business, it is possible. I just tried to give a few tips. This is not also the most practical video on step-by-step how you can make this happen, but this is a start. So if you guys want to know a bit more practical details, if you have a specific business idea that you're working on and you want some practical step-by-step tips or step-by-step advice on how to execute, you can always put that in the comments. You can always reach out to me on Instagram or message me, and I'll be sure to help you guys out. So thanks for watching another video, and I'll see you in the next video.